Hello teachers, after having an initial discussion on 21st century learners, now we are going to discuss how to integrate the 21st century skills into our project. So now we are closer to our final goal of this online training, designing the project idea which incorporate more than one subjects and foster students' 21st century skills. From now on, you can start searching for your prospective school partner. You can use the PBL Lounge group to find your partner. In our initial discussion, some of you have posted very elaborate explanation on who the 21st century learners are. Here are a few characteristics of 21st century learners that I can list down, and I believe there are many more characteristics that we can add here. If you can see, these skills are complex, even abstract, and have multiple meanings depending on who is defining them. Let's have a look at the 21st century skills that we want to foster. Today's students are moving beyond the basic and embracing the 21st century skills. In terms of communication, they share thoughts, questions, ideas, and solutions. In collaboration, they work together to reach a goal, putting talent, expertise, and smart to work. And then they look at problem to reach a goal. And they look at problem in a new way, linking learning across subject and discipline. They always try new approaches to get things done and equal innovation and invention. They also search for information and very handy with technology. What does it mean to be a 21st century educator? We need to bear in mind that teachers are the 21st century learners and also the 21st century educators. First and foremost, I think 21st century educator is a collaborator, someone who works together with others to accomplish goals. Teachers use technology in teaching, planning, and collaboration bring the future of learning to the classroom on what they use. Empowering learning through tools available and trying new things with new ways, not old things with new ways. Teacher engaging students in the best way for learning to take place. And they have to be a lifelong learners, willing to learn from other teachers and also students. Presenting students with multiple ways to solve problems and show their understanding. Creating an environment where the teacher and technology is transparent and in the learning part of the learning process. And the last one, encouraging and using today's technology tools and resources to enhance your teaching and learning process, using what today's students are comfortable with. After talking about being the 21st century educators, now how do students benefit from their teachers being 21st century educators? Let's look at these keywords. The first one is relevancy. Relevancy is so important. If learning doesn't include them or their life, and learning is not relevant for the students. Model. Teacher model to students what being a lifelong learner is all about. You try, you fail, you learn, and try in a different way. Then students can see teachers adapt, take risks, and collaborate. So they will do the same. A teacher who loves learning models and inspires students to do the same. And then in terms of experience, students will receive educational experience that is socially relevant and applicable to them, not the kind of experience from the 50 years ago. And the last one, 21st century teachers should have better diagnostic tools, and students can benefit greatly from that insight. Now we'll move on to the effective instruction for the 21st century skills. Again, the instruction should be relevant to the students, both inside the classroom and outside the classroom. In a 21st century skills activity, students should be highly engaged, and then they should have a choice and voice of the learning, so that the learning can be themselves. The students can take ownership of their own learning. To make a challenge, the task should include higher order thinking, which can foster creativity and innovation. Finally, learning tasks should elicit evidence of learning. Now I would like to continue with a brief example of a project idea. In this project idea, I would highlight the communication and collaboration aspect of the project. However, during my explanation, you could infer some other 21st century skills being fostered in this project. The grand topic is about earthquake, and then the expected final product is a commercial video. Let's take a look. This is the mind map that I use at the initial part of the project. If we look at the project idea, in this project, students will do some investigation to find out why and how earthquake happened. Students then collaborate in creating a new newscast video to help the community understand earthquake and how to be safe in the event of the future earthquake. Students will gather information from many different angles as professionals and compile those information in their final presentation. And the presentation will be in the form of video. And this is the driving question. How can we create a commercial video to make a community aware of how to prepare for an earthquake? And I would incorporate some subjects in this project, such as science, geography, English, and ICT or multimedia. And here are the 21st century skills that I would like to cover in this project. Now I'm going to talk about the roles of the students that I assign to this project. The first role is discussion director. Discussion director is a person who is responsible for conducting the discussion, not necessarily learning for it, but making sure that everyone has a voice within the group. This is a good role as manager, not as the boss, but ensure that the team work and collaborate together. The next role is seismologist. The seismologist will be in charge of finding different types of instruments that seismologists use to study and learn about earthquakes. So this is very much related to the content. It is the seismologist's job to find at least 5 different types of methods and instruments that seismologists use to measure earthquakes and explain them to the audience. They will have to describe what seismologists do when an earthquake happens, and are they able to predict when and where the next earthquake will happen. The next one is geologist. Geologists will be in charge of looking at the reason earthquakes occur. So they will have to explain what tectonic plates are and what the theory of plate tectonic is. They will describe how the Earth's mantle and tectonic plates play a role in earthquakes. And they will have to explain what fault lines are, what kind of faults there are, and how to predict where earthquakes are likely to happen. We're going to continue with the next role is safety expert. The safety expert job will be to research how to stay safe when an earthquake happens. They will have to explain what people can do to stay safe before an earthquake hits if they live in an area where earthquakes are likely to happen. They will have to create a list of at least 10 things people should have in an earthquake kit and describe at least 3 ways builders can make buildings safe in earthquake areas. The next one is damage investigator. The damage investigator will compare the difference between earthquake measuring 2, 4, or 7 on Richter scale and find picture of the differences. They will study earthquakes that have taken place in history and report on the damage they have caused. They need to compare the damage done by earthquake of the same size in different areas of the world and give reason why caused more damage than others. And the last one is storyboard maker. This role is important when the students start creating the commercial video. Art is being used to illustrate the scene to the movie. It's a way to visualize what is going on in the video scene by scene. It's open to debate how do they visualize the video and how do they see things to complete the commercial video. If you have a group of 30 students, you are not going to have all the students playing the same roles. So you can have a small group of 3 or 4 students and they may have to choose one or single roles or multiple roles. Teachers need to keep the balance of the workload of each specific roles. For example, the role of a storyboarder can be combined with the geologist, or the role of the discussion director can be combined with seismologist, and let the safety expert and damage investigator work alone. So it is possible for one student to play single or multiple roles in this project. Ultimately, it's about teaching them how to work as a group and how that group cohesion can form a much stronger home than one personal learning would be able to achieve. Now, after getting a brief explanation of the project, we are going to discuss the 21st century element of the project. I know that the communication and collaboration aspect is quite clear, but I would like you to highlight some activities that could promote other 21st century skills. And also, if you have some suggestions regarding this project, you can also add to this discussion. What you do, just reply to this post. Thank you.